Hello guys, today we're gonna learn how to make a 90s and 2000s G-Funk type beat. So let's dig in. Okay, so G-Funk is a subgenre of hip-hop and funk. It stands for a gangster funk. So it's very famous, known as a West Coast music, West Coast hip-hop from the 1990s. The artists, there is Tupac, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre. There are lots of West Coast artists that we all know, and then today we're going to make their style of music. So we're going to start with the keys. We're going to start with the FM piano keys because that's the vibe of a G-Funk. So we're going to start with the Discord progression. C sharp minor, F sharp minor, G sharp dominant, again C sharp minor, and then this time we go A major and then we drop down to G sharp dominant. So it sounds like this. And it go over and over. There's no change of chord progression in this song. And then we need a bass, right? G-Funk bass, most of the time they use a synth bass, usually a Moog or MS-20 bass. So today I brought a sampler from a splice that is a synth bass, and then I also resampled it on a Q sampler on a Logic Pro, so that I can just use how I want. And I chopped it off, I transpose it just like how I want it to be, and then this is how it sounds like after I chopped it up and after I sampled it. Yeah, this is how it sounds like. And then we also need a synth string and a pluck. So I used only G sharp. I only use G sharp in this song because this song is a C sharp minor and the fifth note of a C sharp minor is G sharp, A flat, and it's just good to use. Like it can stay as long as it want to be. And then the other biggest part of a G-Funk is a lead. They use it the cell wave and the scale wave lead, which is just like very distorting sound, which is very like cracking sound. They are mostly using that sound for a G-Funk lead. So today we're gonna use a F sharp Frisian lead from a splice, and I transpose it to a C sharp minor, which is -7, and then this is what it sounds like. Right? And then I also added this little guitar riff, just picking, because I wanted to be this song to be a little more funky, because this is also G-Funk, this is also funk music, so I wanted this music to be a little more funky, so that's why I added this music, this little guitar riff. It sounds like this. Right? That's it. And then the biggest part the lots of people when they think about G-Funk, you know, like we can think of TalkBox. Unfortunately, I don't have TalkBox now. It's in my main studio, so today I brought a just little samples from a splice of a TalkBox, and I edited all the TalkBox samples, and this is how it sounds like. Yeah, that's how it sounds like. And then the last thing is a drum and the FX. So for a G-Funk drum, we need a lots of percussions, and then we need lots of chimes, we need lots of bells, in order to make the funky sound and the just like charming sound. So I added a lots of percussion in this drum. This is how it sounds. This is what it sounds like, only with the percussion. This is how it sounds like. Yeah, it's pretty much just a little funky. It just have like that little tropical vibe. Because G-Funk is mostly from California, so I just wanted to give it that little like tropical beach vibe, you know. So that's why I added this. And then over that percussion and then over the shakers, we're gonna add a hi-hat, snare, and kick. So we're gonna start with the kick. Then we're gonna add a snare. I layered 3 snares in these songs. First snare sounds like this. And the second snare sounds like this. And the third snare is kind of like tambourine. I only use a 4 because I wanted to be this sound to be different than 2, so I only add this at 4. So if you add all these snares, then it sounds like this. Right, okay. And now we have a hi-hat. For this song's hi-hat, I wanted to give it a little funky vibe again, so I used it a lot of double times. So this is how it sounds like. Yeah, that's it. So if you add all the things, then drum sounds like this. And we cannot forget about FX. FX is really important in these songs. Mostly I added only these 2 FX, orchestra hits, and then just scratch, because this gives it that like 90s vibe, 90s hip hop or R&B vibe. So yeah, this sound is really familiar if you're into 90s R&B and hip hop, you know, this orchestra hit. So just added this at the first hit. And then at the 8th bar, I added this scratch. Gives a little the feeling vibe. Like that. So we give scratch and then we start with hit. We end with a scratch, start with a hit. And then we add a little riser and a crash. Sounds like this. That's pretty much it. Okay, so we have keys, we have bass, we have TalkBox, we have synths, we have guitar, we have synth strings, and we all have drum and percussion, and now we have a FX, you know. So let's get start with the intro. Intro, we only need TalkBox, bass, and the keys. Okay, before we go into a chorus, you know, I just wanted to let you know, guys, that I added a bass slide and then this little drum bit, so it sounds like this. And with FX, it will gonna sound like this. When you make music, you have to give that the flow vibe, you know, like it shouldn't sound like that, oh, this song is like cut it in here, you know. It should be sounds like, okay, this song goes like really smoothly, you know, it has that flow, you know. So it gonna sound like this. Okay, so that was how to make a 90s and 2000s G-Funk type beat. I hope you guys like it. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, then just write down in the comment section. If you want to ask something, then you guys can all welcome to DM me. Please DM me, and then you guys can email me through my business email that I wrote down on my channel. Hope you guys like this video. If you like this video, please like this video button, and then please subscribe this video, my channel. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'm gonna see you guys in my next video. Peace out.